Talking about substances with your teen is not going to put the idea in their head. They are already exposed. They're exposed from their peers and media and social media. And so my advice for parents is really to leave the fear, the shame, the judgment at the door. Just leave that aside and meet your kids with curiosity, meet them with empathy, show interest in their lives. Plop down next to them on the couch and see, like, who are the influencers that you and your friends like to watch? Show me. I'd love to learn more about it.
The art of asking youth questions is an art, and it's a really good investment to think about that. One example I use is a little exercise called Finding the Jewel, which is when you notice that your child or youth are not doing well, or they look to you like they might not be doing well, you can get a way in by saying, well, what is it that you really care about that makes this so hard for you? Even the negative feelings are a reflection of who we really are on the deepest side of ourselves, which is people who want connection, who want to belong, who want to contribute, who want to do well.
Kids 100% model our behaviors. So modeling behaviors that are healthy, that gives kids a sense of belonging and security and outlets to stress, right? Boy, I'm really stressed right now. Let's go for a walk together. Or, boy, it was a really rough day. Like, what do you do when you're feeling stressed? Like, what are some things that you found to be helpful? It's like intentionally building scaffolding in our child's life. It's intentionally putting these pieces in play so that kids can grow up with a sense of, I can make good decisions. I feel confident enough to say no. That's life-saving and life-changing.
Oftentimes, parents will say, oh, my kid knows how I feel about this. They know that I wouldn't want them doing it. But unless you've explicitly stated that, kids don't really know. They might think, well, they haven't talked to me about it, so maybe they're okay with it. And you need to make really clear what your expectations are, and also ensuring that your kids know that they can come to you without judgment.
The other thing parents can do is start speaking to other parents. Once you get an idea of how other people are managing it or dealing with it, you can start to make a plan.
What would you do if someone offered you a vape or a dab pen, or someone's offering you a drink? How would you handle that? And for some teens, it might be as simple as saying, I'm good. But for others might need in that moment when peers are around a little bit more of an excuse. So one idea is to have a safe emoji or something like that. You know, as a parent, that's your sign that you need to go. You got to get to your kid. You're going to extract them from that situation. At the end of the day, you're trying to establish yourself as askable, as approachable, as someone that's going to remain calm and able to talk about this information. And we know from research that these conversations are actually protective.
Communicate that you care about them, that you love them, that they can come to you if they have a problem, even if things are going disastrously, for them, and they feel ashamed of the decisions they've made or things they've done or the problems they have, that the line of communication is still open. That's one of the most powerful things you can do.
Family resilience is really important, and you can make a plan with your youth on how are we going to keep a sense of strong hope when things are hard. How are we going to stay connected as a family and talk about the problems that we face, acknowledge that we're having a problem, and talk about it and solve that problem together? And finally, how can we look outside and figure out how we might get some support and be willing to ask for help in the community, neighbors, or others? It's not about not having frustration or anger or problems. It's about turning toward each other with care and hope when things are hard that activates the greatest positive experience of all.